What's up, soul family and everyone out there in the world? This is Nihili Entity Tarot, and this is going to be a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Risings, for the second half of the Sun transitioning the sign of Virgo. Now, with that being said, the Sun is, of course, our actions, our viewpoints, and how we see the world around us, and it is going to be in the energies of Virgo, aka mutable Earth, aka being mutable and adaptable to our own and other people's ways of thinking and being practical. So, with that being said, Virgo itself was born out of the 6th house and is the house of routines, patterns, scheduling, and health. Now, you, Leo, are fixed fire, being fixated on your own ways of feeling and seeing and feeling the emotions. And Leo itself was born out of the 5th house of creativity, expression, and whatever you're creatively working on. Not creativity, but what you're creatively working on in fun and enjoyment. So, Leo and Virgo are fatal attracting each other. So you're going to see another side of yourself. And that other side is the more practical side of yourself with your own fixed fire energies. So you're going to be able to be more practical and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of, again, thinking and being practical when it comes to your fixed fire energies. So, that being said, we'll shuffle these cards 2 more times and we will begin. Got a lot of major arcanas already. Okay, let's get to this. Alright, so your overall energies of the reading is the Empress card, which is Taurus energy. So you could be dealing with the Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or have Taurus in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But in any case, you are realizing your value and what you have to what you put out there into the world during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now, your first card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck is the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Saturn, or have Aquarius in the chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But this is a card about being optimistic and healing. It's a card of healing as well. Optimism and healing as a whole is what the Star card is about. So we'll clarify this when we get to it with the Waite and Waite deck. And then real quick, after clarifying, we will move on to the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon has to say to you through me to end the reading off. Now, with your second card, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is talking about you being optimistic. Again, 2 cards, the Star card and the Queen of Wands, both cards of being optimistic, but this is more passionately about what you want and desire to do in your life, as well as being independent and not worrying about other people's thoughts and feelings while going after what you want and desire in your life as a whole. Okay, this is a very attractive energy. This shows independence. It shows that you can sustain and manage your own self while going after what you want and desire on your own. So there's a really good energy to be in. So, clarify that when we get to it. Now, your third card is the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands is talking about you being in the planning stage. The original 2 of Wands in the Waite and Waite deck is a picture of 2 wands and a man in the middle of the 2 wands, and the wands are barred to the walls, which represents stability, and the man has the world in his hands, so that is talking about seeing the bigger picture of what's going on in his world and planning accordingly to that. So plan accordingly to what the bigger picture is in your life as a whole during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo, while planning what's best for your betterment of your well-being and your highest good during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Clarify this when we get to it. Now with your fourth card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the King of Cups. So Aries had this card as well, so you could be dealing with an Aries, possibly, well, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, possibly, but in any case, you've gone through a lot of hardships, and you've learned how to be grounded in those emotions, in those unstable emotions that have been brought by going through hardships, okay? So this is a very grounding energy when it comes to your emotions as a whole. So, even though you've been through a lot of hardships and a lot of experiences, you've managed to learn how to ground yourself with when it comes to those experiences and feelings that derive from those experiences of hardships that you've had in the past. Now, with the fifth card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Hangman, which is Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Pisces in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But in any case, this is a card about higher perspectives, or a change of perspectives, or stagnation. We're going to need to clarify this when we get to it, which leads us to the sixth card of the from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, which is again Pisces energy, and it is the Moon card. So you can definitely be dealing with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Pisces in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But in any case, you are following your intuition, but you also need to embrace the unknown instead of fearing the unknown, aka creating spheres of reality by you creating and agreeing with negative thoughts and feelings. And you need to understand and overstand by overstanding, looking at the life and as a whole, in your life as a whole, and creating a higher thought form about that situation or circumstance that you're in by embracing the unknown. Okay? Create and agree with positive thoughts and feelings about the unknown, and not negative thoughts and feelings about the unknown, as well as create higher perspectives about the unknown moving forward during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now your seventh card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is talking about you giving birth to a new material goal, aspiration, business, or work, while you're learning along the way. Right? You're learning along the way while giving and putting energy, work into this goal, aspiration, business, or material worldly thing, goal, work, business, or anything, aspiration of that sort, while learning along the way. So, moving on to your seventh card from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is talking about you walking away emotionally from things that no longer serve you, but that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance of going back to them, but for the time being, you're walking away from things that don't emotionally serve you for your highest good and the betterment of your well-being during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Then your last card, but definitely not least, from the Universal Celtic Tarot deck, you get the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Scorpio in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But in any case, you are transforming your life as a whole, and we'll need to clarify this, but when you're going through transformation, it always brings a sense of fear. So again, like the Moon card, don't fear the unknown, embrace the unknown, and create and agree with positive thoughts and feelings while you're going through this transformation. Transformation always brings up new energies and new experiences, so embrace those new energies and new experiences by, again, creating and agreeing with positive thoughts and feelings. Now, moving on to the Empress card. let's clarify the Emperor's card for the overall energies. So the Emperor's card is clarified by the Hangman. So with two Hangmans here and the Moon card being here as well, you're definitely dealing with the Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, or not Mars but Jupiter, or have Pisces in your chart somewhere. Again, if you do, those energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. With this clarifying the High Priestess, I feel like you are going through a new perspective, which then is putting you in the energies of realizing your value and what you have to offer to the world during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now with the Star card is clarified by the Two of Wands. So by you carefully planning, right? Yeah, you can see here that the wands are barred. As you can see here, they're barred to the wall. So it's an energy of stableness. But as like I said, the ward is in his hand, so you are planning, like I said with the Two of Wands from the original layout, before clarifications, you are planning very carefully while looking at the bigger picture of the whole, and by doing so, you're reaching a place of healing and being optimistic about your life in general during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now with the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Tower card, which is Scorpio energy, so you could begin with a Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, or have Scorpio in your chart, and so these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. And with the Death card being here as well, is a very watery reading, and you could be really dealing with a Scorpio or Pisces. But you're going through a transformation, and this transformation is bringing you into the energy, or not transformation, but things falling down, and there's things that are falling down, or the tower falling down, and this could even be negative things falling down, because it's entering you into a place of being optimistic and independent in your life as a whole, and going after what you want and desire passionately without caring about others' thoughts and feelings as a whole during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now with the Two of Wands is clarified by the Lovers card. So this is Gemini energy, so you can deal with the Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury, or have Gemini in your chart, and so these energies would be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. If you can hear that in the back, I apologize, but this is either a card of a soulmate or a twin flame. Not everybody is dealing with a soulmate or a twin flame, or this is you listening to a higher self. Feel more likely it's you listening to your higher self while planning what you want to do in your life as a whole. So keep listening to yourself, which reason why I say that is the moon is here too, so it's lots of intuition is coming in for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now with the King of Cups is clarified by the Temperance card, so they could be dealing with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Jupiter, or have Sagittarius in your chart, and if so, these energies will be amplified for you during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. But in any case, you are combining two or more worlds together, and while doing so, you're being put into the energies of being emotionally stable and grounded within your emotions and what you've gone through in the past, by performing a sense of alchemy of combining two or more worlds together in equilibrium. Now moving on to the Hangman. The Hangman is clarified by the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is talking about you launching long-term goals, and by you launching long-term goals, I feel like you are entering a place of new perspectives, or a change of perspective of things, right? By implementing these new long-term goals for yourself. This can also be a card of waiting for, or waiting to implement these goals for yourself as well. But regardless the case, I feel like you are implementing His long-term goal is more than waiting on him, which is putting you in the energies of changing your perspective about things. Now with the Moon card is clarified by the Six of Cups. So by you listening, or by you sharing, or this is a card of sharing, and this is also a card of nostalgia or the past. So with it clarifying with the Moon card, I feel like you are embracing your intuition. I feel like you have gone through a lot of stuff in the past, and every time that you've gone through stuff in your past, you've always used your intuition, and things always turned out good for you by doing so, by listening to your intuition in the past. So now you're listening to your intuition in the present by remembering what you've gone through in the past during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now with the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is talking about you being in a place of victory and feeling victorious, and by you feeling victorious, you're able to give forth to new material ideas while learning about them along the way, because of this victorious place that you are currently in presently. So you're in a very, very good spot at the moment, which is really good to see. Now with the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords can represent deception, self-deception, or it can represent mental tests. You may need to walk away from something that no longer serves you, that involves you going through mental tests. Okay? Maybe even emotion or a thought that you're emotionally walking away from, which involves mental tests. Whatever the case may be for you, watch out for deception, and embrace these mental tests if they are mental tests. Now with the Death card is clarified by the Eight of Wands. So by you taking action on what you want and desire in your life, you're entering a place of transformation. So it's pretty much black and white right there. There's nothing much else to say about that, other than you're taking action, which is leading you into transformation. Now let's move on to the Moonology Oracle cards. Let's see what Mother Moon has to say to you. So let me pour these cards out real quick, and then I'll get to them. Sorry about the voices in the background. Your first card for Mother Moon to you through me is Blue Moon. Believe in the impossible. So believe in the impossible with what you want and desire to put out there in the world when it comes to listening to your higher self and these plans that you are planning out for yourself. Believe in the impossible while doing so. The second card from Mother Moon to you through me is New Moon in Pisces. Meditate and contemplate. So meditate and contemplate while moving forward through the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo, which we can see here with the Moon, of you following your intuition. Meditation is not you focusing on a bunch of things, it's focusing on one specific thing, or you clearing your space of all thoughts and feelings. Alright? So, if you need to contemplate, focus on one specific thing to meditate upon, and contemplate on that one specific thing during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. Now your last card from Mother Moon through me to you, or to you through me, definitely not least, is Gibbous Moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. So, as long as you keep putting the energy work into what you want and desire in your life, you are very close to achieving your goal during the second half of the Sun transition in the sign of Virgo. And with that being said, that will be all for this reading. I hope this helped. I hope this brought clarity or aided you in any way. Shout out to the whole Soul family. Shout out to Dole of the Planet Man, everybody out there. If you're looking for crystals and gems, go check out Liz Crystal Goddess, Seven Cessation, Hats, VI Izzle. If you're looking for wands, wands5i.com. And I hope y'all the best. Again, I hope this helped, brought clarity, or aided you in any way. And until next time, y'all be blessed, but you'll never be blessed. And y'all take care and